All right, gang, I hope you had a good discussion. Let me just wrap this up by dealing with a couple questions that might have come to your mind as you were looking at this passage. First of all, I think that when people come to the passage in Romans 13, a big question that comes to mind is, well, what if the government is asking you to do something evil? Do you submit then? What if the government is calling you to do something that is clearly wrong? And that has happened throughout history. It even happened especially in the early church. And to answer that question, you have to go to Acts chapter 5. Peter and John give us a very important principle, these early apostles of Jesus. They say they have to obey God first rather than man. And so here's the principle when it comes to your view of the law. If the law is asking you to do something that is contrary to God's law or your conscience, then you are not obligated to follow that law. So there can be times where you may have to rebel. You may have to not submit to the governing authorities. But generally speaking, again, Paul is talking about a general rule of life. We should seek to obey. Because when we do seek to obey, when we do seek to follow the law, it makes for a more harmonious society, it makes for a more harmonious culture, and it's a good witness to our neighbors that we really do want the best for our community, for our life. We should be active participants in our government and seeking to make sure that they implement things that are good, right, and helpful for our neighbors. So again, we submit to the government because God established it. We submit to the government because it's good for our neighbor, and ultimately it's good for us. All right, hope you have a great Youth Convention, gang.